Hi friends, into configurations, and today we have the Micromax Canvas LA108, which is the latest device from Micromax, and we're going to take a complete review of the device. So first of all, I'd like to thank Mobility Stores for providing this device review. So thank you, Mobility Stores. So now let's take a look at the device. You can see this is the device, and it has a 5.5-inch display, and it's actually priced at about 10,200. So for this price, this device is a very nice device. And let's see the key placement of the device. You can see the device actually has a 2-megapixel front-facing camera, a couple of sensors, grill on the top side, and you can see the bottom side. They have provided 3 capacity buttons on here, and you can see a silver lining on the bottom side, and you have a very elegant white bottom that gives a similar look to the STC 616 that we have seen in the past. So that looks very similar to this device. So on the right hand side you can see the unlock key. On the top side you can see the USB slot and 3.5mm audio jack. On the left hand side you have the volume rockers here. All the keys like volume rockers and the unlock keys are given a little bit metallic finish. That means a brushed metallic finish. As you can see, a very nice finish that you can see in this device. And on the bottom side you have nothing there, you can except the microphone here. And on the back panel you could see the speaker grill on the bottom side, Micromax logo, 8-megapixel camera, and LED flash. So these are the things that I would say about this device, about the external appearances. And you can see the device and the back panel is given a little bit rubberized finish. So that will attract a little bit dirt when you use it regularly, but the feel of the material is very nice. It actually grips very nicely in hand. So in that case the device is very nice. So the overall build quality is very decent. I must say that this device has a very nice build quality. As you can see here, the silver lining on the bottom side actually covers around the device. You can see that it actually turns back and forth on the front panel and back panel, so that gives a very nice look for this device. So that's all about the design of this device. Now let's take out this back panel and let me show you what are the things inside this. So as I already pointed out, this device has a 5.5-inch display, so it's pretty large, and you can see 2350 mAh battery and a micro SD card is expandable to 32 GB, and you can see that 2 SIM slots, SIM 1 and SIM 2, and SIM 1 is only capable of 3G connectivity. So that's all about the device and the back panel design. So now let's take a look at, let's turn on the device and see what are the things inside it in case of software. So now let's take a look at the software. You can see the device actually supports Android 4.4.2. that means the KitKat is what the device is having, so that's quite nice. It's actually the first time that I'm starting the device, that's why it's taking a little bit time. So now you can see the device is booted up, so doesn't take much time. Now let's unlock the device. The Micromax has not provided any Gorilla Glass protection for this device, so that is a little bit disappointment in case of the design of the device. So I could only rate this device in case of design is 7.5 is what I can give in of 10 out of 10. So the design, the device gets only 7.5 out of 10 because the device doesn't have a Gorilla Glass protection. The device has a pretty nice design, but the device doesn't have a Gorilla Glass protection, so I can't give it 8 or any higher score than that, but device gets 7.5 out of 10. So you can see the display of the device is quite nice, and I must say the device actually has a 5.5 display with a resolution of 540x960, which is pretty low for a 5.5-inch display. So that you can see some pixelizations in the display in there. So the display quality is not that great. There is little bit pixelizations in the display, and you can see it clearly. So but for the 5.5-inch display, maybe they have provided 720p display, that will be very great, but in this case they have only provided 540x960, that is QHD resolution, so it doesn't look that much good for me. And you can see it has a 200 ppi pixel density, so it is also low. So that's about display. Let's go into the other things, that is let's go into the basic features of the device and see what are the things. You can see the dialer. This is actually the dialer, and it's stock KitKat dialer. There's nothing customized in there. It's a very stock Android stock dialer. So now let's go back into the contacts. It's also a very stock KitKat contacts, and you can see the messaging, and you can see that this is the keypad here, and it's a little bit same. This is the basic Android keypad, and you can actually use a slide option also available. So that's also similar to what we see in almost all the KitKat devices. There's nothing in there. So now let's go into the drop down menu and see what are the features in there. You can see this drop down menu has not yes, they have provided the 2-finger slide option where you can slide with 2 fingers and get directly into the shortcut, so that's quite nice. And you can see there are a lot of shortcuts provided, that is battery settings, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, location, airplane mode, data connection, data usage, user profile, brightness. You can actually adjust the brightness to auto. Also, there is also available, so you have adjust manually, so that's also available. So you could see they have also provided the catch screen feature in this device, so that you can use it. You can sync it with the Wi-Fi devices, Wi-Fi enabled TVs, and you can actually view videos and pictures. You can stream it live, so that's quite nice. So that's all about the drop down menu. Let's go to the settings and see what are the things inside that. You can see that the storage option, and you could see the device actually supports 8 GB of internal memory. So you can see that device actually has 4.87 GB as free. So that's quite nice. That's quite decent for this device. And you could see that let me show you the RAM available for this device. So you can see that the RAM is actually 636 MB of RAM is available out of 1 GB. So that's also quite standard. Other than no problem in there. And now let's go into the other things like sound enhancement or other things. So let's go to settings and see what are the settings in the sound audio department. So let me show you that user profiles, and they have also provided audio enhancement where you can enhance the audio effect in the speaker. So it doesn't do much. The audio quality of the device is not that great, but it is decent for the price. That's what I can say. Display quality, you can see that wall lock screens are available, wallpapers, you can actually use gallery, live wallpaper, photos, and wallpapers. And now let's go into the brightness, and you could see that they have also provided auto brightness adjustment. So that means the device actually has a light sensor. We'll be coming back into the detailed specifications about sensors and other things in later part of the review. And you could see that the Android version is 4.4.2. that means a KitKat. So now let's we have seen almost all the things inside settings. Now let's go into the touch input of the device and see how much fingers the device can detect. So I was amazed to see that this device actually supports a 10 finger touch. So that's very nice for this device. And you could see that I'm actually using 10 fingers and it's getting a complete 10 finger touch input. So that's very nice for this device. So in that case, the touch input, the device actually maxed out in that case. So that's really nice. Now let's go into the gallery and check out some images and see how the device display quality and the response of the device in case of processor and all that things. So let's go into the gallery and check out some images. So you could see that these are the HD images I have taken, and you could see that the device display quality, as I already pointed out, is not that great, but it is decent for the price. I can see it has a 520 the resolution is 514 960 pixel and 5.5 inch display. Pretty nice. There's no problem in there. And you could see the response is quite nice. The processor is doing really well. There's no issues in the zooming. You can see it's very smooth, and the responsive also. So the response of the display, response of the processor is quite nice, I can see. And now let's take a look at the viewing angles of the device. As you can see, the viewing angles are quite nice. In most of the angles, or from all the angles, the picture looks almost uniform. There is not much issues in the viewing angles here. So the display quality is pretty normal, I can say. It's not that great, it's not that bad. So the display quality is very normal. So now let's take a look at the video playback of the device and see what are the 720p and 180p video that it can play it or not. So just do it here, and you can see that this is actually a 720p video, I think. No, this is actually a 720p video. And you could see that it's playing very smoothly. There is no issues in there. There is no lag in the playback. Display quality is quite nice. So the device is playing it pretty smoothly. You could see there is no issues in there. The video playback of the device is quite nice for this price. I must say it's 5.5 display. So this is what the device can do the best. You can actually enjoy the video playback in this device. It is quite there's nice display, and you have a pretty nice response also. So in 720p video playback, this device has no problem, no issues in there. And you can't really use a multi-window facility in this device. They have not provided that. So now let's take a look at the 180p video playback. So you could see that this is a 180p video, and I'm going to skip it out for you. So you could see 180p playback is not that smooth as in 720p. There is a little bit lag when you just browse through the video. There's a little bit lag in there, but it's not that much problem. The video playback is also smooth. It can play 180p and 720p video, so that gives a very nice device in here. So in the video playback, the device scores pretty nicely. There's no issues in the video playback. So now let's go back into the basic things like the CPU is it, and let's see what are the features inside the device. As I already pointed out, this device actually has a 1.30 3 GHz quad-core processor. Now let's go into the detailed specifications. Here you can see that the device actually sports display resolution of 540x960, and it actually has a 240 DPI, that is PPI pixel density, and you have the total RAM is 963. And you can see the battery is 43% of sensors. You can see 3 proximity, light, and accelerometer, 3 sensors which is available in this device. You can see that. So these are 3 sensors. They have not provided a magnetic sensor. That is a little bit disappointing for this device. But for this price, this device is pretty decent. So now let's go into the camera and see what are the things inside, the features inside the camera. So this is the camera interface. It's a pretty normal interface that you can see. There's nothing much customized in this OS of the device. And you could see settings here, and you have store location, selection, shutter sound, exposure, color effect, scene mode, white balance, image properties. The device actually has a 8 megapixel camera with autofocus, and you can see it's touch focus also enabled. So you have autofocus and touch focus. So that's also nice, but they have not provided object tracking. So if you actually try to track any object, it doesn't detect it. You can see that it doesn't detect the object. It's only focusing to all the center in normal case. But if you can actually focus by touching into any point, you can get a precise focus. But the device actually not detecting any particles, so object focus is not there, but you have autofocus and touch focus is enabled. So that's pretty decent. So now let's take a look at this image quality of the device. You can see there is a little bit of noise I can see here. So it's not that great as we have seen in the HD Canvas SD. So that's not that good like what we have seen in the SD Plus. So the decent, I can say the camera quality is decent, I can say. So 8 megapixel camera, the focusing is quite nice. Let me take an image here. So it's very responsive. It doesn't take much long to focus, so that's quite nice. The response is quite nice. And let me check out the zooming of the device. You can see it has actually maximum 4x zoom is available for this device, so you can actually zoom it up to 4x zoom. And you can see the HDR is also available for this device. So touch focus is very nice, instant focusing, there's no issues in that. So now let's take a look at the response of the device. So now let's run the response, the camera response test. So I will be taking 10 images in 10 seconds, and let's see how fast the device can capture it. So ready, 1 2 3, I'm gonna focus it. Ready, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So you can see the device has almost captured all the images except one that I think touch doesn't register. That's why it doesn't take it, but the response is quite nice. So I have taken about 9 out of 10, and that's quite a nice response. There's no issues in there. So now let's take a look at the video. You can see that the device actually records the 720p resolution, so that's also decent. The video playback is quite nice. There is no jittering in there. That's very smooth. So the frame rates are quite nice. So the video recording is 30 fps, so that's quite nice. So there is no issues in there. Now let's take a look at the front camera of the device. As you can see, the front camera is 2 megapixel. It is fixed focus. You can't really focus to any point in there, but it is actually fixed focus. So the camera quality is very decent, I can say. There is not much to say about that. You can't really expect anything more than this price. So the camera quality, the front megapixel, the front camera is also very nice. So that's all about the camera. So if you ask me what is the rating for the display, I would say that the out of 10, this device will get about 6.25 in the case of display, because the device has a 5.5 display, but the display resolution is not that good, so I can't give it about 6.5. I will only give it about 6.25. So in that case, the device get that much of rating. In the case of camera, I must say that the device get 7 out of 10. The device actually sports a 8 megapixel camera, and it records 720p, autofocus, touch focus. Front camera is 2 megapixels. So considering all that things, I will give about 7 out of 10. That's what the rating will be. And now let's take a look at the benchmark scores, which is also another important thing in this review. Let me take out the benchmarking softwares. Let's start with Mark 2, and you could see that I have already run the Mark 2, and you can see the score is 59.6. That's what I got in the first running of the Mark 2. Now let's check out it again, and let's confirm it. The device actually has a 1.3 GHz quad-core MediaTek 6582 processor with a Mali 400 MP2 GPU, so that will give you a pretty nice performance. I think it will get over 60 FPS. And note that the device doesn't have a 720p display, so obviously the performance, the frame rates will be higher. So That is pretty nice, and you could see the Bluetooth version of the device is actually 4.0 with A2DP, so that's also nice. And you can see that the device scored about 59.6, the same performance though that we got earlier, so that's quite similar to that. Now let's check out the Antutu scores of the device. I have already run it Antutu scores, and you could see that the Antutu scores are 17,704 in the latest version of Antutu, that is the 4.4 I think. So the latest version, I think we have got 17,703, and you could see the detailed score here. You can see the multitasking is 3455, runtime is 1402, RAM speed is 1203, RAM operation is 1203, RAM speed is 987, CPU integer is 19,085, CPU float is 1657, 2D is 968, 3D is 4498. So that's quite nice scores, and I will also run the previous version of Antutu, that is 3.3, and I got about 16,879. So that puts this device in between a pretty nice performance devices, so that's quite nice for this device. So we have seen almost all the factors of this device. We have seen that device is a pretty nice display, very nice camera, which is 8 megapixel, and we have seen the performance of the device very nice. We have seen that the Micromax 2 scores is about 59.6 FPS. So combining all these things, the device is pretty nice combination. And the most attractive point of the device is the 5.5 inch display, but the pixel density is not that good because the device has got only a resolution of 540x960. But overall, considering the overall device, I must say this device is pretty nice for this price, 10,200. This device is just awesome. So that's all about the Micromax Canvas L. So thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit like and stay subscribed. Thank you.